Hi guys, welcome back to another Hugh video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at loop disease. What is it, what causes it, and how can it be fixed? Now I've got this iPhone 7 here that's got loop disease, and I actually got this replaced by Apple with a brand new iPhone 7 32 gig. So I'm going to be going through some things, some symptoms, and really everything you need to know about loop disease. Now I purchased this iPhone 7 off of eBay for a total of $216.15. Now it's a 32GB model, and the seller described the issue as having a cracked screen and the microphone and earpiece speaker do not work. So I went ahead and picked this up to think if I could do it up a bit or even try and get it replaced by Apple. So pulling it out of the box here, you can see that it does currently have a cracked screen, but going ahead and pulling the iPhone out of the box, you can see the back has some minor scratches and also a mark from a previous case. And that was it. There was nothing else in the box. Going ahead and powering it up, you can see here it shows the Apple logo, and it does actually get brighter as it does power on, but it doesn't boot up any further than this. Now this was the first time I went ahead and powered it on. The home button would click and would also show up in iTunes, but it was stuck at the Apple logo. Now that is the end result of loop disease. Now I did actually manage to kick it out of the boot loop just by flicking the mute switch a few times. It actually worked for me, but it did take an absolutely long time to turn on, and even after I did restart it, it did take a good 3 or 4 minutes to turn on. Now that it's actually turned on, I can go ahead and show you guys some symptoms of loop disease. Now the most obvious one, the most common one you'll see is the voice memos app not allowing you to record any audio. You can see that the actual button itself is grayed out and you cannot record any audio. Another one, another easy test is Siri. You can see here Siri will open, but you cannot talk to Siri. It does not let you. It just sort of immediately cancels out. Loop disease can also stop your headphones from working, so if I go ahead and plug in these lightning headphones, the music does not play through the headphones. And opening Siri while listening to music doesn't even pause the music. Some other signs of loop disease are the loudspeaker not working during calls, microphone not working during calls, no audio when recording video, and laggy touch. Loop disease itself is only affected on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus models. I went ahead and called Apple support, and they remotely run some diagnostics on the iPhone. The iPhone did succeed with all of the tests that Apple ran on the device. In the end, they just told me to take it into a local Apple reseller and get them to send it off to Apple. Now what I did notice with this iPhone is the actual home button looks extremely discolored, although it does still function just fine. Now before I shipped the device to Apple, I had to go ahead and change the screen. So I picked up a replacement screen for a total of $27.50. This was not a refurbished display, this was not a high quality display, as I was hoping to get this device replaced, so I obviously didn't want to be spending $100 on a refurbished display if it was just going to be recycled in the end anyway. Now according to some micro solderers such as Federico Cerva, he has been repairing iPhones with loop disease. Now he's actually been taking the boards apart and actually fixing up the audio ICs. Now this is caused pretty much by the solder joints coming loose or disconnected from the chip itself. Now I can't actually do board level iPhone repairs, so if you do want to see him fix up one of these iPhones with loop disease, I will leave his YouTube link in the description for you guys to check out. Loop disease itself can be caused by many different things. Over time, your iPhone might suffer vibrations, knocks, a drop, or even some flexing with everyday wear and tear. And that can cause the solder joints on the audio IC to come loose or disconnected. Now I don't actually know why it ends up causing a boot loop on your device and doesn't boot up, but all I know is the fact that that's what causes it, and that it is a major design flaw affecting iPhone 7 and 7 Plus models. So moving along with the screen replacement, I basically have to take everything off of the old screen, from the camera to the home button to the display bracket, and go ahead and transfer it onto the new LCD. Now I did purchase this iPhone just to make this video, but I also thought, well, why don't I try and send it away and see what Apple thinks and see if Apple would give me a replacement. Now I did call Apple Care like I said earlier. I explained to them the issue as well as the fact that it is a design flaw. Now when I went ahead and handed in the device to get sent away, the repair shop had told me that they had multiple iPhones sent away and replaced by Apple. Now the screen I installed on this iPhone 7 is extremely low quality. The display itself actually looks very washed out, and no doubt Apple would be easily able to tell that this is a replaced display. But the display isn't actually what's causing the issue, so therefore Apple should actually be replacing your iPhone. Well, they did in my case, so hopefully if you have the same issue and send it away, hopefully you'll get a free replacement. Now keep in mind this iPhone was out of warranty as well, so I actually had no issues with the phone being outside of its warranty period. That sort of goes to show that Apple's acknowledging the issue behind the loop disease affecting the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Although they don't actually have a replacement program as of yet, it is still possible to get Apple to replace your iPhone. Well, it was in my case, but I've had instances such as an iPhone 6s that's been eligible for a battery replacement, but them refusing to do it because they screwed up the serial number on a previous repair that they had done. So all in all, it's going to be a bit of a hit and miss. You might get your device replaced, you might not. It's no guarantee that you will, and if you really need your device repaired, then there are places you can send them and have them repaired by an iPhone repair shop that specializes in board repairs. Now this was actually my first iPhone 7 screen replacement. I've worked on every generation of iPhone from the iPhone 7 all the way through to the iPhone 3G. Now I haven't worked on a first gen. I think that'd be pretty cool to restore up an iPhone first generation. Hopefully one day I'll get the chance to do that. So now that I've installed all of the old components into the new LCD, I can go ahead and clean up the frame and remove the old water seal to make way for the nice new one, which will help seat the screen in properly. It also does help with 3D touch, I've heard, but all in all, it'll help glue down the display, give it a little bit of adhesive to stick down to, as well as obviously having its clips that it clips into. Now I did notice with the seal I ordered, it's actually for a white iPhone, but either way, it works just fine. Now I can go ahead and reinstall this screen by connecting all the connectors, going ahead and screwing all the brackets back down, and lastly, sealing it all back up. Now I did lose that bit of footage, so sorry about that, but basically it's just the same way that we took it off. So I went ahead and sent this away through my Apple reseller, and sure enough, a few weeks later I get a message saying my new replacement is ready to be picked up. So this is it. Now it didn't actually come in a box, they literally just handed me the phone over the counter, but this is the old box that the old iPhone come in. You can see here it's still sealed in its plastic and is running iOS 11.4 and is obviously still a 32GB matte black iPhone 7. As of making this video, this iPhone was manufactured 26 days ago and has never been activated. The battery has one charge cycle and is at 100% health, and the phone itself actually comes with Apple warranty. All in all, I got to buy an iPhone 7 with loop disease, make a video on it, as well as getting it replaced and getting a brand new iPhone 7. I will be selling this iPhone as I don't need a second iPhone 7, especially a brand new one, considering the price that I can get for it, considering it's still sealed and brand new. So that's it, loop disease. It's something you definitely want to be avoiding if you are buying an iPhone, so if you are looking for a used iPhone, I would avoid the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus models. The disease itself is based around the audio IC chip and can cause the device to be stuck in a permanent boot loop, but can also ruin all mic functionality in the device, from voice memos to Siri. But it's not all bad news. If you have a device with loop disease, you might be able to get a free replacement from Apple, or in the worst case scenario, get a board level repairer to repair your iPhone. So on that note, this has been a Hugh Jeffries video. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button, consider checking out other iPhone videos if you haven't already. Also make sure you follow my social media, link will be in the description. That's all for this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.